Hey, what's up, everyone, here at uGospel.com. This is Khalif Towns, and on the phone today, we are talking to Smokie Norful. Smokie, how are you today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. It's been 5 years since you did a studio project, but we're a few weeks away from releasing it. How do you feel?
Excited, anxious, and just looking forward to it. I mean, I got great joy and anticipation for what this project is going to do for a lot of people, and just looking forward to it.
Great. And the title of it, this particular project, is called Forever Yours. What made you pick that title?
Well, it was a song on the project. That was kind of a big giveaway there, that we had a song called Forever Yours. But to me, you know, it was a CD of commitment, dedication. A lot of people have wondered over the 5 years, where has he been? Has he given up on the music industry? Is he retired from music altogether? And so, you know, this is definitely a commitment song to God, but it also offers a level of commitment to people that have supported me over the years. That, you know, I have another vocational track and have a whole lot of hats that I wear, but definitely committed to putting out good music that has passion, inspiration, and ultimately that provides hope, because it has the gospel, the good news gospel of the gospel message attached to it.
Off of the project, if you had to pick, you know, one or two songs that you absolutely love, and by the way, I actually heard the advanced copy of the project, and, you know, to me, it's your best sound to date.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're more than welcome. If you had to pick two songs from the project, what would they be that you absolutely love? And I'm sure that's kind of a hard thing to...
I could not do that. That's the most difficult question you could ask me to do as it relates to this CD. Every one of them is a baby. You have to remember that the process, well, not remember, but realize that the process has been 5 years, and in those 5 years, I didn't work on these just 10 to 14 songs. Mm-hmm. I had over 30 songs, literally over 30 songs that we had recorded in 5 years' time, and so we narrowed it down to this, which was the toughest part of this recording process. And I narrowed it down to these 14. So to take it and narrow those 14 down to a 2, man, is an impossibility. All of them are so special. I mean, from the gamut, you know, Mighty God, which is upbeat. It's everybody's Sunday morning praise and worship song. Israel Houghton and Aaron Lindsay put it together, and I wanted an Israel Houghton sounding song, and they definitely deliver, of course. And then you got I Need a Word, which is a traditional sounding Smokie Norful style ballad. And I don't mean traditional as in the context of the song itself, but what is traditional to Smokie Norful. I Need a Word is just me and God and a piano and some lush, phenomenal strings to give it that over-the-top dramatic, you know, impact. And so then, of course, the lyrical content is personal for me, extremely personal for me, because I was in that in-between time season, that in-the-meantime season, and I was trying to figure out, what do I need to do? And everybody's talking to me. The record label, family, producers, co-writers, friends, everybody's telling me what their opinion and what their thoughts are as to what I should do next for my career, for the music path, for the direction of this project. I had 1,000,001 voices. And then ultimately, you know, a line in that song is me and God at 3 in the morning rapping. And I'm like, would you please drown out the noise so I can hear your voice? I need a word from you. So that's a very special and dear song to me. And then again, you know, there's so many. I don't know where to start or how to pick one.
Okay. So, question, because I know that the project gives a pop and a R&B feel, even though it's still gospel. Where were you at when you decided, okay, I wanted to shift my entire sound? Because some people, when they hear some of your older material, like I Need You Now, and some of the older songs, and then hear this project, it's a shift, it's a good shift, but how did that all come about?
Well, actually, to me, it's not a shift at all. What happened on my first project is, my first project is very eclectic. I mean, I have a song on there called Something Something, which is very D'Angelo vibe. I have a pop song, which is very Johnny Taylor, called Same Sad Song from my first CD. I have what is the name of the song? Oh, my goodness. It is a very urban and R&B song. I can't remember the name of it, but it's on the first CD. So what happened was everybody fell in love with track number 2 and never made it past track number 2.
Okay.
So So really what I did, they went to All About You, and then they skip over to track number 2, which was I Need You Now, and they stopped there. But what people did not do was take advantage of the breadth of my eclectic musicality and enjoy the whole I Need You Now CD. So to most people, when they hear this, they're saying, oh, wow, he shifted. Because in between that time, and then I've done a lot of course, I'm a church kid at heart. I'll never change, and I'll always be who I am. But I did a couple of traditional CDs, and traditional meaning very, very old school down home type traditional CDs, like
real
one
churchy.
called real churchy, like one called How I Got Over. And so you know, for this CD, it really is a return to the I Need You Now CD, and it's not, instead of a shift, it's just going back. Even the production, I went back to the same producer that co-wrote most of the I Need You Now CD with me, but also produced the song I Need You Now. I went back to Tony Dixon, who also wrote Love on Top for Beyonce. So these are major world-renowned producers, Warren Campbell, Aaron Lindsay, Black Elvis, Hector Lizzie. You know, I work with some of the people that were they're amazing in what they do. They're church kids, but the other side of that is that they also, you know, they have great, great success and accolades on the urban side, and the pop side. So for me, this was just really a return. Let me go back and tap my brothers on the shoulder that I work with, and we're more than just, you know, producer, writer, or artist, and more than just friends. They're like my brothers, you know, literally like my brother. That's why I was able to work on this for a long time. I couldn't have afforded them if it weren't for our relationship. Not with a gospel music budget, it wouldn't have worked.
Exactly. Now, speaking, I know you mentioned about church, and, you know, a lot of people know, and some may not know, that you're the senior pastor of Victory Cathedral Church.
Yes.
And, you know, your schedule is so demanding as far as with your music career and being a pastor. How do you balance the two, as well as be able to still do the family thing?
Well, prayerfully, carefully, and strategically. The strategy is make sure that you make the main things the main thing. That I have to prioritize and put things in perspective, which means that, you know, there's some opportunities that I have to walk away from. And some of them could be very financially lucrative or, you know, have amass a great deal of popularity. But I have to be disciplined enough to walk away and say, okay, I got to keep the main things the main thing. For example, I'm very adamant about guarding my Sundays. Sunday morning is you know, is sacred to me in my schedule and my life. So I'm real adamant, and even if that means sometimes I catch the red eye to jump off a plane and go and make sure that I'm there to cover my family on Sunday morning, and, you know, my church family, that is. And then, of course, you know, the priority for me in life has always been my family, my literal family, my kids, my wife, and so nothing takes precedent over them. However, they love me and are loving enough of what I do and the passion for what I do, and even the purpose that I have in my life, that they work with me and they're supportive, and, you know, they hold it down. They literally keep it going and keep it together. So the key to balance is great teams in all fronts. In my record label, owner label, Trey Miles Music, the last 7 years my music has come out on my own label, this one included. I'm in a joint venture with Motown Gospel, but it is my label. And so that in itself has a demand on it, but I have a great team that they manage it. Same thing at the church. My executive staff, they hold it down, keep it together. They make sure that I'm productive. And my assistant is amazing. She juggles about 5 different worlds of mine, and she does it masterfully and seamlessly. So I couldn't do it. I don't take credit for it if it weren't for a great team at home, great team at each one of the jobs or hats that I wear.
Now, aside from Sunday morning, you also have something that you do on Mondays called Monday Morning Manna. Tell us a little bit about that, you know, especially for those that might not be able to attend your Sunday services. I'm sure they probably can tap into your video blog.
Absolutely. Everyone needs a reminder, an encouragement, inspiration, a pick-me-up, sometimes even correction, you know, something that will get us back on track and make us remember what our priorities are. And so that's what Monday Morning Manna is. I didn't want to do a devotional like most people do devotionals, and you can find 1,000,001 different kinds of devotionals now. But I wanted to do something that was relative and relevant, that had relativity to what we deal with on a day-to-day basis, and it's easily attainable and palatable. You can see it instantly. And so what I did is little dramatic skits. I mean, they're only a minute and a half long, the skit portion is. And, you know, it just really puts me personally in some real-life situations that I don't need to go confronted with, but also ties it up with a nice bow on the end, giving you the word of God relative to that situation and how best to manage that situation and get through it. And then on the other side of it, you know, it wouldn't be Smokie Norful if I didn't attach music to the ministry. So for the other minute and a half of this little 3-minute segment, you get me just doing a worship or song from my CD, and or sometimes even not. Sometimes hymns, sometimes other people's songs, but you get worship and the word all wrapped in one. But at 3 minutes, so it's just enough for you to have your Monday morning experience and hopefully carry you through the week. Now, of course, you know, they'll be accessible via SmokieNorful.com, and they keep up with me at Smokie Norful. I'll make sure that they have access to it on an ongoing basis. So you can get your Monday morning manna on Wednesday if you want to.
Great. So I'm sure you'll probably be doing some things on Monday morning manna about the project. And the date of the project released is?
August the 5th. And Monday morning manna actually launches August the 1st.
So this is something new okay.
Yeah,
great.
New is fresh, yeah. And so I can actually even have some guest pastors that are going to be joining me, like Sister Paula White and, you know, some other very prominent names in the Christian community. So it won't just be me always, but I think it's going to be a well-rounded look for everybody.
Great. All right, Pastor Smokie, thank you for the interview. How can people stay in contact with you?
SmokieNorful.com. That's everything Smokie Norful. They can go to @Smokie Norful on Twitter, Smokie Norful on Instagram, @Smokie Norful on Instagram, official Smokie Norful on Facebook, and then my church's website is getthevictory.org.
Is there anything else that you will want our listeners and viewers to know?
No, I think you covered the gamut. Monday morning manna launching. I got Smokie Norful Ministries, which is you know what? I didn't talk about worship and a word. In the next 6 months or so, really the next 3 months, I'm going to be taking dates around the country doing worship and a word. People are always asking, you know, how do I make the difference between the two, or balance the two, or they make a differentiation between the two, but I think they're all me, and they're all an extension of my giftings and what I've been able to do. So what I'm going to be doing is marrying the two, not just in Monday morning now for that brief snippet, but I'm going to be traveling around the country doing about a 35-minute set of music, probably even some of the new songs, and then also just doing a short word, a sermon, that will tie into the musical selections. And so we call that and a word. It's not something that I've done it many times. We even had a series that was put out called Worship and a Word, and then included music and then a sermon for my Sunday morning. So I'm looking forward to do that. And of course, they go live at the church. They can get Worship and a Word every Sunday because we're streaming.
Okay, great.